Someone asked video with more detail of the startup, and if you have fitted the wing, you've got to make sure that's done properly with all the pins in place. Check that the pitot tube is fitted, or the pitot cover is not still fitted, because I fitted the wing. And then if you can do a run through, just check that the controls are free, especially that I've been, fitting the wing where you link up the aileron. So you check both sides, and then I'll just show you with one first notch of flaps. That's first notch, second notch, and then it's just a mix. So you've got your flaperons, I think that's what they call them, and the flap levers down here. And tractors mowing the grass, which is nice. Okay, then throttle there, and the trim, elevator trim here. So basically what it does is just, there's a spring under the seat, and it just takes up pressure. So you can adjust it so you're not physically holding the elevator. Yeah, so then you've gone through, made sure that your battery for your carbon monoxide meter is good. It looks like this is not, I need to change it maybe. I'm very scared of carbon monoxide. You'll see one of my other videos what's happened to me. And right, so the startup, I've gone through the outside. Like I say, I'll just crack the throttle a little bit there. Or actually I can turn the fuel on, which I've done earlier to drain the water. There's a little water valve or gasculator that you can release some of the fuel out. It hopefully captures the water. So the fuel's on. I've got more than enough fuel. I think 25 litres. It's not level at the moment, so it's showing nearly full, but it's not in fact. Then I'll just turn on the choke down here. It's just a little lever there. Okay, then you don't normally turn on the electrics before you start, but I think with the technology now and the chance of it being a spike through the system is very low, so I turn mine on so that I can get oil pressure and fuel pressure. So hit the master switch there. Wait for this to boot up. Then I'll go through to the engine parameters, or the engine details, operating details. So I've got exhaust gas temperature, 2 cylinders obviously, then I've got cylinder head temperature 1 and 2, and then I've got another temperature here I've hooked up a little pickup onto the carburetor to see for carb icing. I'm not sure if it's working, but I'm just trying to pick up a trend. So yeah, so that's for the carburetor temperature, and it's showing 20 litres now, but again it's not level, so not accurate at this point. And then fuel pressure showing 2 psi. I've set it extremely sensitive just to get a reading while the pulse pump is going. So it's, when it shows 18 psi, it's not in fact, but I just need to get a reading that the pulse pump is working so that when I turn off the electric pump, I don't have to worry about the engine quitting, which I'll show you later on. So now I've got the fuel on, and then I go across to the fuel pump and I prime the carb. So you'll see the fuel pressure going up now. Okay, you'll see it'll go up to 18 psi. As I say, it's probably 3 or 4 psi max now. Turn that off. Then I go to the oil pressure and I prime the oil pump. So it's just electric pump that pushes oil up into the mechanical pump. I think they say that it won't pull the oil up into the pump. So you do this. I should get oil pressure now if I turn this on. And there we go, oil pressure. So I turn it off. I want to burn the pump out. That's all you need. And then I set I've got your 2 altimeters here, which is quite handy. The altimeter, so I've got so on the screen here, and I'll set the QFE on this altimeter. That's quite handy. So if you fly into an airfield, you get given the QFE. That's that you adjust that, and you'll get your height above ground. And then this is I normally use this for my QNH, which is height above sea level. So I'll set this to ground now, so it's reading pretty much 0 altitude. And then here I'll set to above sea level. So it's this airfield is about 450 feet above sea level. So I'll leave that about there. It should be fine. And then it's adjusted, and then I can start. So I'll just grab my headset. I won't put that on yet. Right, so I'll turn they're not magnetos, but the coils, ignition coils, turn that on, both of them. Crack the throttle, and then just pull the canopy down so that it doesn't rattle around too much. Well, actually, I think I can knock it in there. Right, and then okay, so when I started, I want to see oil pressure come up immediately, pretty much. It's already been primed. And then yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, so I'll crank it. I actually need 2 hands here. Let's see if I can get this going. That's just the canopy rattling around here. I've just got to make a plan with that. Oil pressure is, let me go across to that so you can see, because it flips between, showing 42 psi. It's about 3 bar. So turn the carburetor, turn the choke off there, and then I normally idle at about, well, I idle to warm up 1500 RPM. Still got to get the RPM working on the ethos here. Right, so that's the startup. Then I'll let it warm up until the temperature is about 30-40 degrees before I taxi. Right, so the oil temperature is up. I've done my checks, or not my pre-takeoff checks, but yeah, I'm good to taxi to the holding point now, and then carry on. Okay, then lastly, I guess the radio comes on, and I'm on general frequency, and you switch between the two, and that last frequency was popping. I flew to last week.